In this video, you'll learn about all the metrics that Keywords Everywhere provides, what each of them means, how we calculate them, and how you could use them correctly. So let's get started. Okay, so I first want to touch on the source of our metrics. Where do we get our metrics from? We get them from two sources, the Google Keyword Planner and also from Clickstream. So the metrics that you see right here and also within the widgets come directly from the Google Keyword Planner. Now we use Clickstream data if we don't have data from Google. Now Clickstream data isn't always completely accurate, so we just use their data as a guide. Now, when it comes to the monthly search volumes that you see here and also over here, this is the average monthly searches over the last 12 months. Now, if you want more specific monthly searches over the past year, you can hover over this little bar graph to reveal the monthly searches over the past 12 months. This bar graph is great to understand if your search phrase has any seasonality. So for this one, when to water plants, it peaks at around June, July, and also in August. And the search volume drops drastically around December, January, and also February, which makes sense, right? So when to water plants, most people are searching for this during the summer months, during the warm months. So the search volume is between 170 up to 2,400. And this 880 search volume per month is the average over the past year. Now, this keyword data does come from the United States, as you see here in parentheses. If you want to pull data from other countries, you can click on the Keywords Everywhere extension and click on this dropdown to select the available countries. You can also select global. So depending on what country you operate in, or if you want to do keyword research for a particular country, you can select the available country in this dropdown. Now for the cost per click, this is the average amount that advertisers are spending for one click. For this keyword, worst time to water plants, on average, advertisers are spending about 39 cents per click. For this second one, advertisers are spending around 50 cents per click. Now this is in US dollars, but again, if you want to change the currency to a specific country, you can select any of the countries in this dropdown. Now, when it comes to the competition score, this ranges from 0 to 1. A competition score of 1 means that there are a lot of advertisers bidding on that respective keyword. If a competition score is 0, that means that Google doesn't allow ads or there are not a lot of advertisers bidding on this particular keyword. Okay, now I want to touch on the traffic metrics. Now, traffic metrics are very different than search volume. We provide traffic metrics for the organic listings, as you can see right here. So this particular page has about 4,100 organic traffic visits per month, and the entire domain has a little over 6 million organic traffic visits per month. Now, the traffic data is calculated internally by our algorithms and our estimates made using Google's volume data. Our traffic data uses a click-through rate curve, okay? So we estimate how much traffic each website gets from Google based on its rankings. So looking at this bar graph here from Moz, this is the average click-through rate of general queries. So the click-through rate for pages that have queries that rank higher in the Google search results pages have a higher click-through rate. So as you rank lower, as you go down the page, the click-through rate will go down as well, as you can see right here. So the lower down you rank, the less visitors your page will receive. So Keywords Everywhere has a database of all the Google search results for the top 220 million keywords. Now, since we know the volume data of each of these keywords, we can use the click-through rate curve to estimate what portion of the search results in clicks for each of the websites shown in the top 30 positions shown in Google, okay? Now, these traffic numbers that you see will differ than what you see in Google Search Console, but this data is still very powerful if you are doing a competitive analysis. You can easily get a gauge of how much traffic your competitors are getting just by hovering over the search results like this. Now, when it comes to search volume data for Amazon, YouTube, eBay, and other websites our tool works on, it's important for you to know that all the keyword level data is getting pulled from the Google Keyword Planner and clickstream data. Okay, so for example, on Amazon, you can see for men's running shoes, this search phrase has an average monthly search volume of a little over 90,000 a month. It has a cost per click of 59 cents and the competition score is 1. So all of this data is coming from the Google Keyword Planner. Or if you are searching on eBay or Pinterest, that's not coming from eBay or Pinterest, it's coming directly from the Google Keyword Planner. Next up, I want to touch on these difficulty scores within this widget. The first one is the SEO difficulty score. Now it's from 0 to 100, 100 being the most difficult. So this gauges how difficult it is to rank at the top for this search query when to water plants. Now the higher the number, the harder it would be to rank for this search phrase. Next up is brand query. Now this will be either a no or a yes. Now this tells you whether Google considers this search term to be a branded based query. Now brand queries are tough to rank number 1 for unless you are that actual brand, okay? Now for this search term, when to water plants, that is not a brand query, like Nike, Adidas, Pepsi, and so on. And next up is the off-page difficulty score. Now this is from 0 to 100 as well, 100 being the most difficult. Now this gauges the backlink equity of the top 10 pages that rank for this search query. Now a high value here means that you will need to gain more domain authority via backlinks from the top sites to compete and outrank these websites here. Now, if you want more detailed information about how Keywords Everywhere measures the off-page difficulty, just click on this link, how these metrics are calculated, and scroll down to off-page SEO difficulty. Keywords Everywhere uses this off-page SEO difficulty formula. So it's 75% of the Moz domain authority plus 25% of the open page rank times 10. So if a website has a Moz domain authority of 49 and an OPR of 4.33, then the formula is as follows. So if it has those scores, the Keywords Everywhere off-page SEO difficulty score would be a 47.57. Now, I'll include a link to this article where you can learn more about how the off-page SEO difficulty score is calculated. Next up is on-page difficulty. Now again, this is from 0 to 100, 100 being the most difficult. Now this gauges how optimized the content is on the top 10 pages that rank for this search term. When most results have their content optimized, this value will be high. And in those cases, link metrics will be the decider in terms of ranking. So for this search phrase, the on-page difficulty score is 50 out of 100, so it's not too high, not too low. But the off-page difficulty is 73 out of 100, so it's definitely much more difficult in terms of a backlink perspective. Now, if you want a detailed breakdown of how the score is measured, just click on Detailed Breakdown, and Keywords Everywhere will provide you with this table of the top URLs with their title tag, meta description, SERP highlights, their respective Moz domain authority, their open page rank, their off-page difficulty, and also their on-page difficulty scores. Now, if you want to know how the on-page difficulty scores are measured, just click on the scores and this window will pop up. Now, the on-page difficulty score is calculated according to these elements. It checks whether or not you have the exact match keyword in the title, URL, and the description. And it also checks whether or not you have a broad match title, URL, and description, including SERP highlights. Now, if you want more information about these elements, just go to this SEO metrics page and scroll down to on-page SEO difficulty, where you can learn more specifically about how these scores are calculated. And you can see it's very detailed. Now that we touched on those metrics, you can scroll down to SEO difficulty, where you can see the exact formula that Keywords Everywhere uses to measure the actual SEO difficulty score that's right here. So this is the formula. So for example, if a search term has an on-page difficulty of a 90 out of 100, an off-page difficulty of 69 out of 100, and is a branded query, then the SEO difficulty score would result in a 92 out of 100. And I will also include a link to the FAQ article as well, where you can learn more about metrics and credits. So hopefully you thought this video was helpful. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe to our channel. And if you want to check out our other videos, feel free to click any of the ones on the screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.